The drama surrounding Sophie Cunningham and her defense of Caitlin Clark has become one of the most electrifying storylines in the WNBA. It begins not with a game-winning shot or a highlight reel play, but with a podcast mic, where Sophie finally said what millions of fans had been thinking. In a league simmering with tension, whispers of jealousy, and months of unchecked hostility, Sophie Cunningham broke the silence. "People are jealous," she said plainly, the words sharp enough to cut through the carefully curated diplomacy of professional sports. And then, she went further. She called out the bullying, the hypocrisy, and the players who have made Caitlin Clark a target rather than a teammate in the league's rise. For months, fans had watched Clark endure hits, elbows, and flagrant fouls that seemed more like vendettas than defense. The narrative had played out in real time: cheap shots on the floor, smirks from opponents, and a chorus of voices insisting this was all just physical basketball. But Sophie Cunningham, a 6-year veteran who had lived the culture from the inside, finally called it what it was: jealousy, harassment, and a league eating its own young. Her voice carried a weight no fan rant or sports analyst monologue could match because she had been in those locker rooms. She had seen the plans. She had heard the talk. And she admitted that back when she was in Phoenix, they too had schemed to rough Clark up, to show her what the W was all about. But now, wearing the same jersey as the young star, Sophie's perspective shifted from participant to protector. What she was seeing from the other side, she said, was too much. Way too much. The targeting of Caitlin Clark has been relentless. From the Kennedy Carter hip check that went viral to Alyssa Thomas's shoulder hit and Marina Mabrey's shove that sent Clark sprawling, the pattern is undeniable. The numbers tell a story even the league can't spin. As a rookie, Clark absorbed 20% of the league's flagrant fouls. 1 in 5. In just 2 seasons, she has already missed 14 games from soft tissue injuries, a quad strain, groin strains on both sides, after never missing a single contest through her college career and her rookie WNBA season. That's not bad luck. That's the physical toll of a campaign designed to knock her down, sometimes literally. And all the while, the referees stare blankly, swallowing their whistles as the face of the league gets battered in plain sight. What made Sophie's decision to speak out so seismic is that she didn't hide behind coded language or PR polish. On her podcast, Show Me Something, she openly ridiculed the idea that Clark isn't the face of the league. "You're dumb as hell," she said bluntly to anyone denying Clark's impact. "We've always wanted this kind of attention for the league, and now that we have it, why does it matter who gets the credit? If you're smart, you're making money off her." She's right. Every sold-out arena, every nationally televised game, every spike in jersey sales and social media followers is tied to Caitlin Clark's arrival. The WNBA is finally in the cultural conversation, and Clark is the catalyst. Yet instead of protecting the asset that lifts all boats, too many players, and far too many referees, have chosen to drag her down. Sophie has lived the other side of that pettiness too. She admits she was part of the culture that wanted to welcome Clark to the league with physicality, the kind that borders on punishment. But what she's seeing now is worse than anything she expected, not just tough defense, but a coordinated vendetta. "What are people doing?" she asked after yet another brutal sequence of hits. "It's just too much. And if I'm saying it's too much, it's too much." Those words hit like a gavel. This wasn't just a fan forum gripe or a coach's subtle critique. This was a player, a veteran, saying out loud that what's happening to Caitlin Clark isn't normal, isn't earned, and isn't fair. Then came the moment that made Sophie Cunningham a folk hero in the eyes of fans: the hard foul. It was late in a heated game, with tensions already high and the officials letting things slide. Clark had taken hit after hit without a whistle. Then a steal, a sprint the other way, and Sophie's instincts kicked in. She delivered a foul that sent a message: if you want to mess with Caitlin Clark, you're going to have to go through me. It wasn't a dirty play, it was a line in the sand. The response was instant. Fans roared. Social media exploded. Sophie's TikTok following surged by hundreds of thousands within days. Her jersey sold out online. In a league starving for stars who can connect with fans, she had just become the enforcer, a role the WNBA didn't even know it needed. Cunningham's defense of Clark hasn't been confined to the court. Her TikTok skewering the referees for their inconsistency racked up 1.3 million views, a viral mic drop that earned her a $500 league fine. Her reaction was dripping with sarcasm: "I got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know why. This is funny to me." Like, "Okay bud, you got it." The fine didn't shame her into silence. It turned her into a bigger symbol of fan frustration. While the league's leadership worried about optics, Sophie was out here embodying the voice of every fan screaming at their TV, "Call the foul!" And now, she's living the consequences of that defiance. In a game against the Connecticut Sun, Sophie took an elbow to the face. No whistle. In a scramble with the Sparks, she was grabbed by the neck. Again, no whistle. She's feeling the same treatment that Caitlyn has endured, proof that defending the league's biggest star comes with a target on your own back. But Sophie isn't backing down. If anything, she's leaning in, turning her loyalty into a personal brand and a mission. She surpassed 1 million followers across TikTok and Instagram, landed major sponsorships with Adidas and Ring, and leveraged her authenticity into a media platform. Her message is clear: protect Caitlin Clark, protect the league, or risk losing everything this golden era could bring. Because make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. Her trading card just sold for $660,000, more than 8 times her WNBA salary. She fills arenas even when she's not playing, as cameras showed during the so-called Barbie game for Angel Reese. Clark sat on the bench, and still the crowd was packed. Sophie Cunningham understands what too many of her peers and even league executives refuse to admit. You do not sabotage the player who is single-handedly making you relevant. You protect her at all costs. The WNBA has the rarest opportunity in its history: a generational superstar who can lift every salary, every sponsorship, and every TV deal. But that opportunity is being squandered with every uncalled hit and every shrugged-off injury. Cunningham is the antidote to that self-destruction. While others whispered in locker rooms or hid behind jealousy, she spoke up, acted out, and put her body on the line. She's showing that standing up for the future of the league isn't just the right thing to do. It's the popular thing, the viral thing, the thing fans will rally around. Her rise from role player to household name isn't just about charisma. It's about courage in a league where silence had become the norm. The question now isn't whether Sophie Cunningham will keep defending Caitlin Clark. It's whether the WNBA will finally step up and do its job. Will the officials start calling the game with integrity? Will the league protect its biggest star before jealousy and neglect drive her off the court again? Or will they keep letting the green-eyed monster run the show while the golden goose gets plucked one hard foul at a time? Sophie Cunningham has made her choice. She's standing in the fire, daring anyone to come for her teammate again. And in doing so, she's forcing the league to make theirs. Protect the player who's changing the game, or watch the opportunity of a lifetime slip through your fingers. If you agree with Sophie, then comment, "Protect Caitlin Clark." Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next chapter in this fight for the WNBA's future.